You're lying in bed next to your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse. The day's over, and you have a whole lot of things to do tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow yet. Your coworkers are a pain in the ass. Business is tough. Keeping a household together takes a lot of work. It's all exhausting. Thankfully, you're with someone who you love and who won't treat you like those strangers do. You give your lover a kiss and caress them, and they don't respond. If this painful moment just happens once, you can rationalize that your lover really is tired. If this happens over and over again, their lack of response, their half-hearted response, or lack of enthusiasm will bring up feelings of loneliness, shame. You'll start believing and thinking that maybe you're just disgusting, that they don't want you, and that they don't need you. You can want to talk about it, but how can you talk to someone who is so far away and who is actively pulling away and rejecting you? This painful moment happening over and over again, it could spiral you down into painful thoughts of other ways that they show you that they don't find you likable, that you're not lovable, that they don't want you, or that you're disgusting. You'll think about the times that they don't kiss you goodbye. You'll think about when they didn't say that they love you. You'll think about when they didn't hold your hand when you were out in public. You'll obsess over when they didn't pay attention to you when you really needed them. You will start tallying all the evidence to show that they don't love you. Or even worse, you tally up all the evidence to show that you're not worth being loved. As you feel yourself spiraling out of control with all these thoughts, you start to actively attack yourself, especially if you're feeling shame, guilt, or anger. You will really start telling yourself that you're disgusting. You'll tell yourself, oh, you've gained weight, and that's what this is all about. You'll think about how maybe you haven't made as much money this year, you're not home as much, and you haven't given them all the affection that they need. And really unconsciously, through your actions, without really realizing it, you start to choose how you're going to kill off your relationship. Because if you don't handle these feelings and these actions and these self-attacks, they're either going to come out in vicious arguments, or you're going to live in a cold and silent, resentful relationship. These are your only two choices if you do nothing about what's going on. And these fights, they will be disguised and seem like they're about other things. You're going to pick fights over dishes, over laundry, over who's not doing what, and who's doing too much of something else. Playing too many video games, working on the garage too much, hanging out with friends too much. And all these arguments will all be attacks that start with, you don't. They're all attacks to hurt them because you feel hurt by them. These are not conversations that are made to save your relationship or even start working on them. This is when you start asking and wondering if your relationship can last. If you don't discuss the lack of sex in your relationship, you will continue to have these ambiguous interpretations of why things are going wrong, which will continue to lead to arguments that are just investing in destroying your relationship and family. If you really try to invest in doing your half of working on a relationship, you're going to try to determine what is going on through some genuine and hard and scary communication with them. A lot of the time, these issues can be worked through, since the lack of sex is a symptom of something deeper that is wrong in a relationship. But you can only work through them if you're dealing with them. So if you don't want to deal with the relationship and the problems, and you really want to invest in the relationship falling apart, all you have to do is not talk about how you're feeling sexually and emotionally rejected by them when you try to initiate sex. You can go have an affair. You can explode in rage. You can stay silent and just brew in resentment. These are the ways to not adequately ask for what you want in a relationship. It could be because you feel you don't deserve to be happy, or it's very difficult to tolerate the frustrations and anxiety of these conversations. Then that's on you, and that's your part that you had to figure out, so you can even start having these conversations with them and with yourself. And there is one not so small thing you can do today to start working on this. Now, if your partner goes and initiates sex and you're not in a mood that day because of the millions of things that rightfully exhaust you and the millions of things that are emotionally blocking you, maybe empathize with them to think about what it might mean to them to reject them. Even harder to do. Ask them about what's going on and really think about why you're rejecting them. Or you can do the easier thing and tell them you have a headache, that you're tired, that you had to wake up early and go to sleep, making believe that you'll take care of this issue tomorrow. You gotta forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow is today. And if it feels too hard to have these conversations, or to bring them up, or to even think about them, get some help. Figure out what's in the way. And if you find yourself not wanting to get help and not wanting to invest in working on a relationship, maybe start having the tough conversation with yourself about maybe the relationship's done. It's over. And even get some help for that. The lack of sex in a relationship is just a symptom of all the things that are wrong and unsaid in a relationship. Now you get it. You can deny this, but now you can't forget it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe and share to anyone who you know is having relationship difficulties or who this can help. And if you want to see everything up to date that I'm doing, go to my website, adamayala.org. Link is going to be down below, and you can subscribe there and get everything up to date, and also have a chance to win a in-person consultation with me for free if you're in the Orlando area. All right, thanks. I'll catch you guys in the next video.